Today I'm going to show you how I cover my skin after an acne breakout, any type of scarring, those purple or red marks, and also wounds from any type of treatment, especially a post-op of broken capillary removal, spider veins, and also Milia or Sebaceous hyperplasia. I've had this done a week ago and my skin under here doesn't look like this at all, and I have the best way to cover your skin so it looks healthy and glowy in the sunlight and also protect you from any additional sun damage as far as healing wounds go. Hopefully this is close enough, and I'm just going to put my hair back really quickly. And what I did before I'm going to put everything on my face is I did my skincare. My normal skincare would consist of this benzoyl peroxide from Milia and the urea from Milia, but because I'm post-treatment of Skin Classic, this thing that like basically burns your skin, it's pretty bad. So I have basically burn marks. Unfortunately, I got some breakouts because the treatment cream for burns that I was given, which is really important to follow the treatment that the person gives you. Unfortunately, this has mineral oil and petroleum, and these things make my skin break out so bad, but I still have to put it on the spots to make sure they don't scar. But some of the things that really help is like a Sovereign Silver. This is a first aid gel for, it's actually really great for burns. So I've been using this in the day and using the treatment that they were given to me at the night. It's still making parts of my face break out. Something I haven't had in 3 years since I've found Milia, which basically stopped my skin from breaking out completely. This is like so triggering to have these marks on my face. I knew that it was going to be like this, and I knew I had to make sure I had everything in line when I could start wearing makeup again to just cover it up, because I really don't want to see just anything like this on my face. It makes me really unhappy. I had acne since I was really young. So I also am using the Ordinary Amino Acids in B5. This is really great. It's so gentle, and it's been moisturizing the areas that I can't really put something like urea or benzoyl peroxide on. So it's keeping those areas moist and protected throughout this whole healing process. So those are the things that I've used to put on my face before we're going to go ahead and start doing the coverage. Just starting with a little bit of under eye concealer, and I really like this one from Rare Beauty. It's so light and it's very gel-like and not very strong. I don't want like a heavy makeup on my face, especially if I have already texture on my face from a breakout, from the scarring, and from the post-op of the healing. And you can just use your fingers, but I like to use a little brush specifically for concealer around my eyes. It's so gentle, it spreads really nicely, but it's just something to brighten up that eye area a little bit. And next I'm going to use the Supergoop CC Screen. I use 215N. I could go with a little bit lighter neutral color in the winter, and we're heading into spring, summer right now, and hopefully this will match my skin a little bit better when I have some sunlight, or just looks a little bit more appropriate for summer skin tone. But the thing with a lot of mineral makeups is they're very forgiving, so the shades, you can go a little bit up or a little bit down in your shade color. So for matching, it doesn't have to be so specific. Like heavy foundations have to be really close to your skin color. It can look really strange, especially compared to your neck. And I'm just spreading that over my skin lightly with my hands. I usually don't use a brush or a sponge for this specific product because it spreads so evenly with your fingers. It's, like I said, it's really forgiving. So we did the first layer. You can just go with this. It looks okay, and the most important part is you have a really good sun protection for a few hours. Next step is to do the mineral powder foundation, and this also gives you another layer of sun protection. Also make sure you have a very nice dense brush. That really helps get the product on nicely and evenly. I'm just gonna do the old swirl and tap. And what I like to do is press. And I don't want a ton of this. You can put as much as you want. I just want a little bit of a base layer. And I'm mostly just pressing this in, not doing any major circles or dragging the brush. Next, I'm going to spray something like this Vichy mineral spray. There's also one from Evian. This is just a mineral spray, and it's simple water, mineral water. I really like to use this instead of a setting spray that has chemicals or any type of silicone, which is going to make my skin break out even more. This will set the skin, set the makeup on top of the skin really nicely, so it has like a really natural satin look to it. So I just waited a moment for that to dry, and I'm adding a little bit more of the mineral powder onto the lid because we're going to use some smaller brushes to spot cover everything that's on my face. This takes a little bit of time, but once you're used to it, you become an expert at it. And again, it looks a little bit more natural than adding a heavy liquid concealer and then just kind of blotting that out. But you do you, that's okay. If somebody wants to do that, this is just, again, the safer way for any type of healing and not having additional acne breakouts. So what I'm gonna do is swirl the larger brush, and I'm just gonna get the corners of my nose with this because the corners of my nose have a lot of broken blood vessels and they look a little red. I don't like that look at all, so I usually use the larger brush just to kind of smooth that out a little bit more. So this brush that I just used is from e.l.f. It's perfect for using something for concealer. And also this one from e.l.f. is really great for concealer also. You can use it for spot treating, but I like something a little bit thinner and smaller because pimples are all these different sizes. So I use something like this that I got from the craft store. This one's really frayed, so I had to go out and get a new one. It was time to get a new one anyway. It lasts a while. And this is just a little angled spotter brush. This is kind of cut at a little bit angle, I think, at the tip, but it's perfect for this. It has a nice stiffness and it's thin enough, and it also was about $4.99. They used to be a lot cheaper, but the prices went up. So I'm going to first clean this with a little bit of rubbing alcohol. I use my old dropper containers and put rubbing alcohol in them for cleaning. And what I'm going to do is just dip it into the powder and start brushing this powder as a concealer onto the spots. Now this one is quite a large scab, unfortunately, so I'm going to press the makeup around it with the larger brush from e.l.f. And I think that covered it pretty well. You can still see that it's there, but it's not so dark as it was before, and I can still see a little bit of the texture. I think that's good for now, and after a little while the oils of my skin, the natural oils, will start coming out and let that settle down a little bit more. So we're just gonna leave that for now and move on to the other spots. This one is going to be fun. The scabbing is pretty real, so I know this one is a bit more obvious, and some of the other mineral makeup already covered over it really nicely, so this brush is just getting into those little corners, little crevices, I guess you could say. I think that's pretty good for that one. My chin had the most broken blood vessels this time, so many were removed. It's just like a whole like zigzag of scarring right now. It doesn't hurt, it just doesn't look that nice when I look at it. To do a quick overview with a really up-close mirror, something I don't really like to use with breakouts on my face. I don't need to see that, but we're just gonna look and see if everything looks okay. Because with makeup, it can sometimes, in a certain light, it looks okay, and then when you get in the sunlight, it doesn't look that good. So it's nice to have a little bit of an up-close look. Nothing to stress over, but just to see if everything looks about as even as you can get it when you have these textures on your skin. So I have a little bit in the corner here. That one was really deep, and I think it's going to take a long time for this one to heal. And it has like a little bit of a purpleness coming through, and that's okay. I just want to keep it a little toned down from that intense purple shade. We're not supposed to have purple on our faces, are we? So I think that's good. The 10 times, I think this is 10 times, and hopefully nobody's going to be like right up close to my face. And I'm going to just do a spray of the mineral spray again. And that's so everything just kind of settles down into the skin. It gives it a nice glow, even though you have mineral powder foundation on. Who knew that is possible? It really is. You just have to apply it a really specific way. You can use mineral water that you purchase. There's a few different ones that I really love. There's like an Icelandic water. There's also Evian, and put it in your own spray bottle. Just make sure it's a spray bottle with a mist, or not like one that's like where it's going to be really heavy and have droplets on your face. You want it to be a nice gentle mist on your skin. I usually am able to last about 8 to 10 hours with this and not have anything come through. And if you want to add any type of mineral blushes or bronzers, that's okay. I'm not going to, because the spots that I had treated are in those specific areas, and it would kind of disturb everything that I just put in. But go ahead and do some eye makeup and lip makeup if you want to have like a little bit more color to your face. That's what I'm going to do right now, just to brighten everything up a tiny bit more. But I'm going to keep it a little bit neutral because I don't know, I'm not in the mood for anything a heavy look pretty much ever. So I'm going to use this mineral blush on my eyelids. This is also from Everyday Minerals, and when this runs out, I'm going to be so sad. Does anyone have a recommendation for a mineral blush that is a light, this one says soft touch, it's just a light pink. Does anyone have a recommendation for a full mineral blush? Nothing with talc. Can't have talc in it. That makes my eyes go like completely mental. And I like to just quickly curl my lashes, and I'm trying this new Lancome Hypnose. Look at this. This thing is so heavy. I think this is the most extravagant mascara I've ever used as far as like the actual container. It's really heavy. And I'm still using my Ordinary Lash and Brow Serum to help with my brows and lash growth. It's really continually helping a lot. I use it twice a day. Otherwise, my lashes are so skimpy. The brows have been loving it wherever I've already had like major growth. It's helping a lot. I do like it. It's not like my normal jelly gel kind of mascara that I use with Buxom, so I really know how to work with this. I think it's going to take a few more times of using it to know exactly how to apply, because it's definitely like a lighter serum effect, and I think I could keep layering and getting it to be thicker and thicker, but I'm going to stop there and move on with a little bit of lip balm. Now, my lip balm went mental, so don't laugh at me. I can't get it to go back down. This is the one I get from Whole Foods. I love it so much. It's Coconut Lime Lip Balm from Soothing Touch. It's one of my favorite lip balms, but I made it go up too far accidentally and I can't get it to go back down. So we're just gonna leave that alone. And I'm going to line my lips with a little bit of color Sephora gel lip liners, and the one in pink or suede. I used the Lift and Snatch from NYX to fill in some of the spaces in my brows. And there you have it. This is the final look. It's just a very neutral look, but thankfully my skin has a little bit more of a glow to it. And I think it's really because of the mineral spray, the two-step that I did. This helps tremendously to help your skin not have that chalky, pasty look when you have a lot of coverage over any type of post-op or acne or scarring. Make sure you add in something like this mineral spray. It does let your skin glow a little bit more. It's just such a little like touch to the whole makeup routine that, I don't know, I think it's understated and people don't use it enough or talk about it enough. But also I like to keep the colors really neutral, especially while everything's healing. But if you want to do a bolder look, please go with it and let me know what makeups you're using, especially if you have a mineral makeup recommendation, because I have only a few more months left of my Everyday Minerals and I'm pretty sad about that. And also I'll be doing a video on the whole entire process that I had for this Skin Classic. I believe that's what it's called. It's the tool that's used, or the machine that's used, to remove the sebaceous hyperplasia and also the broken veins, spider veins on my skin. This is what I had done a week ago, and I'll have a video coming up about that, but I'm showing the whole entire healing process and the things I'm using to heal the skin. And if you have any questions about acne and skincare and also the procedure that I had done, please ask in the comments below. I'm really happy to answer any questions that you may have.